Good morning.
Grand rising.
Grand risings to you too, Mum. Guys, you join us back at the table. I can't believe it's Friday again.
Yeah.
I really can't. This week has flown by. It is a Friday. It's not been the conventional week for us.
No.
Has it? Not your typical Monday to Friday work day, which has been nice. We've had lots of socialising and things going on. Some really funny moments as well throughout the week, which I really appreciated yesterday when I found myself actually crying of laughter, which was good. It's been a while since I cried of laughter.
Yes,
so to have that connection around us and those laughs, those little moments that come and go, that stick with you for a whole day. Yes. And then when you think of them again, talk about them again, you end up crying.
I love that.
Yeah. So I'm grateful for that this week.
Yes, found the laughter in the chaos and the storm.
That's it.
There's always something, isn't there? It's never that bad, life, surely.
No, this is it. The beauty's within. It's all of it, isn't it? Duality, as we all know, it's always playing out. So it's great to balance that and see those moments, appreciate those moments. And there's been a few of them for me this week, so I'm grateful for that.
Yes, friends. Let's thank our friends for a moment. Everybody, just thank friends. It's mad how my phone's ringing with friends from the past, just wanting to know what I'm up to and I've got loads to tell you. I've got loads to tell you. And that seems to be what we've been in. There's been a big shift and everyone is finding another path, aren't they?
Yeah.
That's how it feels. We're just a bit behind, darling.
We're not. We're right on track.
We're right on track.
Right
on track. So I've got step 17 Aquarius.
Yes.
With a Libra moon nicely sitting there, sort of 12, 13 degrees.
Which is a trine, isn't it? I'm sure this is a harmonious trine between the sun and the moon today. 120 degrees.
I love and I sense my devotion.
Nice.
Yes.
Yeah.
So this is it. You've got to sense it. It's a sense today.
So devotion to self and devotion to these new chapters that we're birthing and everything else, right?
Yes, because now you've got to put your intentions, which is your heart, into something that you are then going to devote to. So I've put, you are committing to the higher vibration of daily life.
Yeah. Lift the vibe.
Lift the vibe.
Lift the vibration.
Your heart and your soul has committed to asking for your heart and tuition to come to a conclusion. Is a big one about how you belong living your life. This involves who is part of your life, who gives you that belly laugh, who's causing you trouble, where you spend your time. Are you going to keep committing to something that's wasting your time? And what role you play in society. So they're the questions, really. Yeah,
that's great. Yeah.
Yeah.
It all does tie into this new path that we're birthing for ourselves, by the sounds of it, that devotion, you know. And I've got written down, it's a good day to practice the power of saying no, you know, those things that don't suit.
Wow.
So if it's not aligned with, as you said, who's not lifting you up to that vibration or putting you in those places, it's a good time to practice that no and be fine with that, you know. Lead by example and not ego.
Yes. Yeah.
If you find yourself seeking validation or likes, it's a good time to pause and ask yourself, how am I doing this to help others?
Yeah.
Or am I doing this to be seen as the person that's helping others?
Yeah,
it's really coming from that place of the heart and generally doing good, you know?
Yes.
And again, this comes off of the back of what you just said, ties in nicely. It's a good day to build the backbone in your projects. Rather than starting new ones, start building upon things you've already started and strengthen the areas in your life and work on the weak points, you know, to actually make them a bit more resilient. You come up in conversation when I was in the hallway 10 minutes ago, you know, with a friend. You think, are you starting something new today, or are you building upon a dream that was once felt not so long ago? You know, and it can bring up that, which would be interesting. It'd be good to have a chat with him, right, to see where he's at, because we've both got that sort of thing down of, right, hey, start work on the things that you've sort of started, even if it's the weak points, even if it's the things that are unsure, start strengthening them, making them more resilient. is it the day to start diving into setting up something brand new that you've never done before? It's interesting, isn't it?
Yes, because sometimes you'd have had a good idea and then there's a little block there and you've sort of got excited and then think, oh, like his involves his visa, it's big.
Yeah, big stuff.
It's out of his hands. Yet really, you know, we've got to think this is in my hands. If there's gods above, if this is meant to be, I will battle through. And that's the bit that the human being can struggle with.
Yeah.
That courage, what we were saying yesterday. Where's this courage? So, but yeah, this is, again, it's his heart. So is the commitment. Just don't back away from commitment, I'd say. Just live. There's no need. We're not in a rush. The days are real different energies every day at the moment. So with Mercury at the moment, as we sit here now, still at 29 degrees Aquarius. So, oh gosh, it is a bit like the ego needs to act for the collective, but then commitment of you for the collective. And again, everything you've just said is going to really be felt today, because you're going to have that Libra moon trying to find balance and fairness, justice, isn't it, Libra? So that's the storm. It's commit, but I don't know. Is that right?
Yeah. There's Mercury transitions from Aquarius to Pisces, which, depending on where you are, it might be later or tomorrow. But that's going to bring a bit more of the intuitive, imaginational layer to the logic Aquarian / Libran flow. So that's a shift that we've got coming up later / tomorrow.
Yes.
Morning.
Yeah.
It's interesting. But yeah, again, it ties into what you were just saying about these decisions and knowing yourself or not knowing. Right, but that devotion to self, but also being of service to others rather than just to self. But it's also be aware of not to get caught in the hive mindset. You know, you've got your own objective and your own observations. So secure your boundaries and don't let the Leo style drama cloud Aquarius logic. Find strength being alone so that you can then be more effective when together with others and building with others.
That's it.
Sometimes there is time just to have that alone time, you know. Work on you, don't get caught up too much in what everyone else is doing. He says there's the Libra, and it's also the people pleasing, saying things for what you think people are going to want you to hear, rather than actually staying in your truth. Right.
Well, Libras are known for helping others and they sit on the fence because they wouldn't want to upset anybody.
So it's that.
It's the sitting on the fence. They can actually, you're a Libra moon. If we have a discussion with, say, two lovers that have split up, for example, you would definitely be able to see both sides. You've always been able to do that. And when they're like, yeah, but what about me? Choose my side. Libra moons don't really.
No, and it's a funny one. It's something that I've really noticed over the years and had to sit with, because I really do see both. I can understand both of them, but this is just two different angles, and I can see both. I get it. And then I have to. What's difficult or what's tricky, I have to be careful of with that Libra moon is I can find myself sitting on the fence slightly because of this. I have to ask myself, but what do I really think? What's my actual opinion on this? What would I do? Or what would maybe annoy me or not annoy me? Or what do I actually think is right? Because I can see both sides, and that's a tricky one. And a lot of the times I think, well, it depends.
You often say, well, I wouldn't have done that or that.
Yeah.
That's the difference, isn't it? When you're seeing someone do something that you wouldn't have done from the beginning, could be in your Libra moon. So how do you give the advice? So today you're sitting with that. You've got the Aquarius 17. I sense devotion. With the Libra moon weighing that up. Are you sure? Who are you doing this for? Because your heart is the leader. My soul is the planner. I turn to my heart to sense the direction. my spirit is calling me to walk in love. So all of them energies, sometimes it's best to say nothing, let them sort it out. You don't know. Yet people come, they want advice, they want you to like them over the other person, and you're not that, are you?
Or they're moaning, or having a moan about something. I'm thinking, well, people kind of get where they're coming from as well, but I get where you're coming from.
Yes,
this is this tricky thing. Like, sometimes I do find it hard to know what I think, because I can see both sides. So I have to be careful not to sit on the fence. But it's not that I'm just choosing to keep the peace. A lot of the time it is that I get both.
Well, the lovely thing about that is you don't feed the fire. You don't feed anyone's fire, you don't. So, and we were saying a couple of days ago, like, you're burning your own fire now. So you're literally sitting with yourself, with your piece of wood, your light, and you're burning it, and then it's the emotions that are bubbling away with that fire of yourself. So I can see it, I'm trying to put into the words. Yeah, it's literally like the fire, and you've put your pot of emotions on, and they're bubbling away. They're yours. That's what's going to get you to the next bit. So if everybody's going through that, you don't want to feed any emotions to their pot, any fire to their pot. You don't want it roaring. It is this time of just sitting with your emotions, firing them up to see where you're going to go. And for still the 17th, this is why there's no rush, Ryan, for people. I can see people are changing their minds. Chiron's been a big part of this week because it sat at 2:22 for so long, and that was the pot boiling. You've seen where the emotions have been, and now that emotion has turned to belief. You don't want anyone coming in and putting your pot off.
No, it's not the time
It's
for that.
not the time for it, and that's the bit that's, hey, no, I feel this. You can all throw in my pot, but no, this is how I feel. And that's what Spirit is calling you to walk with, that love, that pure emotions that were yours. Venus is at 25, and that's spirituality.
Freedom, innovation,
Yeah.
collective progress.
And it is a bit like God's calling. 25, Venus.
God's calling in terms of God's calling upon you to act on certain things, or is it like you're calling with God, you're here to walk His path?
Yeah, you and God sort of are coming together now. The spirit of you that's been up there, let's say it's God.
So God's on the other end of the phone now.
Yeah. So you've put the phone down, Mercury. Mercury represents the phone. Let's say Uranus is the third, that represents God, because it's hearing all of the messages from everybody. So you're putting the phone down and you're just sitting with this Uranus feeling of shock. It's not traditional. So people are thinking, oh, that's a bit wacky, that's a bit unusual. There's no traditions in this. So the God's calling is going to be so different for everybody. The 25, like, what do you really, really love? That's the calling. And it might not be for the world to see at the moment. It's just you, just do you, the calling for you. And then we will all come together with our callings.
What's it been like for you, Mum? I just always, in a way, living the life that you've lived. You've very much done that. You've walked your own path, no matter what anyone else thinks or judges. Which isn't, I can imagine, it's not an easy path to walk always, is it? When you've got other people's judgments, but that's very much that God's calling from such a young age.
Such a young age.
I know you've got memories of being a little girl, in many ways talking to Jesus. At the age of being a little dot in your bedroom playing, but you're talking to Jesus.
Yeah.
And to have that as a constant throughout all your life.
But Mum says, when I was 6, 7, Jesus was with me. And they're not religious. Any of my family, God wasn't mentioned. Nothing about spirit was mentioned in the 70s. So I did have holy water. I had a little bowl and I had holy water, and I've thought that everyone that came through into my bedroom, I'd bless them. I was 6.
But beautiful.
Beautiful. And then I got into the church, and I'd love to bless people. I used to think that was such a privilege, just to bless people with some water.
But what a knowing to have at such a young age, the power of water, the power of a blessing. It's like you saw it anyway, right? And I know we're wide awake in many ways before we're the age of 7 and stuff anyway, but bless you for walking this path and having always felt that.
I would have loved to have been raised in some sort of family that accepted it. So I've always felt weird. You know, if there was an argument at home, I would go up and try and stop it and bless it and tell them anything they needed to hear. So this is this, you know, tell your dad what he wants to hear, but your mum wants. So I was that one that held the space, and then the brothers and the brothers' mates, and so no one's surprised on my journey. No one. You know, my mum said, oh, she rescued dogs. I used to bring babies home just to bath them. And this is it in the 70s. You could knock on someone's door and say, can I walk your baby? And then, yeah, of course. The children were trusted. They were. They were trusted to go out all day, trusted to knock on anyone's door. We don't have that now. So, he's a funny old, Jesus. He's everywhere, isn't he, in my house? Wherever I go, there's Jesus. I used to say he's my best friend, but I called him Jimmy. So I didn't know his name. It was just an energy. So my dolls spoke to me. But they don't, do they? But they do. So, like, how can you prove that?
Oh, it's this chat with God.
Yeah.
I'm using it as an example that feels a little bit degrading of picking up the phone, but it is that connection, a direct line. To something greater where you're getting your messages and your connection from, right?
So I felt, soon as I went into the church with all the nuns that were my friends, I had a complete direct contact with God. And I'd go in, wouldn't I? I'd get on my knees and I'd pray, and you'd just be sitting there like, oh, here we go. And I would be crying straight away. The connection to God was instant. But emotions. And then I used to go to confession and tell them that I've had these thoughts. I never did anything wrong. I thought this. Bless me. So now, at this age, that's still within me. I haven't changed. So every bit of water is blessed. I'm blessing it. And then I'm like, wow, this is fresh water from the springs. I just feel blessed to have this belief. So the belief, whatever you've got, you feel blessed with the belief of music. Does cheer people up. Whatever the belief is, I'm not saying have my belief. You can't have my beliefs.
It's a consciousness, though, isn't it? It's not even just for me music. It's a consciousnness in life that I think once you see and feel, it doesn't go away. And when you know the power of the water and you're generally grateful for that water, this is why I link it to you being so young and knowing the power of water and the power of a blessing.
Power of the blessing.
It's that inner knowing that you always have had and lived your life that way, even though not everyone around you, and in fact, majority of people around you maybe aren't surprised, but they don't get it.
Yeah.
You see, you're walking this path of self with God.
Yeah.
And for every stage of your life, being a wife, being a mother, doing all the mundane things, taking kids to school and walking dogs and keeping a home clean and running salons and cutting hair, and that constant throughout is beautiful to have, right? To make your decisions when you have those light bulb moments, making decisions and going by what feels right within.
Yes.
And this is all this, like, not thinking too black and white. We've been talking a lot about not thinking too much. It's a feeling, it's this heart, this consciousness, and being open to what actually feels right, what you actually want to do.
Yes.
And a lot of the time, those messages, you can't ignore them because it's a knowing. No, that's my answer. I've been looking for that, or I've been waiting for that, or maybe I wasn't even aware, but I've just got that knowing. I've just got that inner feeling. Logic doesn't really come into it. The black and white thinking doesn't really come into it. So even though when like, with my father and stuff growing up, he's very black and white. No, it's not that way, it's this way. You struggle to see that all that can just be bypassed because of this inner knowing. Yet time and time again, I've seen just throughout my life that those actions of yours have played out well. It's played out the way you think, oh my God, thank you for that. Thank you for guiding me that way.
Yes.
When it didn't make sense to anyone else, when I had to have other people's trust in me to direct my family that way or put my boys over there, just in this inner knowing and intuition, a motherly, nurturing way. It's powerful. So well done for that journey, but it is fascinating.
I've wondered, because it is there's that song, wasn't it, that went on about all the astrologers, and it said the Aquarius is, I know, and I had to sit with that for a few years after hearing that song, and I thought, what is it? It sounds quite cocky, right? It does. It's a little bit, oh, she bloody knows everything, but it's an instant knowing. So then, but there's no proof. So we had it buying this house. I instantly knew that was the house for me. I hadn't even been in here. The price was right. The location was right. And I said, right, yeah, God, I'll have that, please. You remember me saying, yeah, I've told them.
I was very surprised because you had your eye on a couple of different houses around, and we drove past this road, and you went, that one. And I sort of told her, look, what, that one? That one? Just, really? You want that one?
Yeah, that's mine. That's
yes,
it.
but you knew you had to be here for this. And what
Well, because I wasn't looking. God called you was chatting, and I remember God called my attention to look there, and the guy had just put the for sale sign up that day. And the tarmac was still a bit wet. It was in the process of who wants this house. That's how I see it. Who wants this house? And I said to God, I will, I have that. Went back, saw the price, exactly the price I had. And 11 weeks. And the solicitor phoned Ryan. I know we're going off track a bit here, but that took me 11 weeks from that moment I said yes. 11 weeks, and the solicitor phoned at 11:11. And you mean Sean were high-fiving. It was ours in 11 weeks. And to phone at 11:11, they're the numbers that your heart feels good, and it's the heart, 11:11.
And we got the moving date of Friday the 13th.
And we moved in Friday. That's Aquarius days.
Yeah, it was a powerful day.
I love Friday the 13th. It all happens.
And I remember you saying, look, 11 weeks before, this was crazy, it took 11 weeks from that moment of saying yes to us being in. I remember you saying, we'll be in by March. And everything.
We hadn't even sold.
No, everything was suggesting, ooh, that's quite a task to have all that done by March and be moved in by March. Yet you knew, and that was a combination of that inner knowing that you're talking about, of acting upon a thing that just you know is right, and the guidance of the planets and where your chart was at. You knew you'd be moving in March.
But what I had to do to prove to God, or Jesus, whoever we want to call this spirit, I started packing. I said, look, you move mountains, I'll be ready. So for me, I didn't sit back thinking, cocky little Aquarius, I know. Spirit wants you to start showing commitment. And I remember 3 days before, we had no removal men, nothing had been confirmed. And I still believed. I don't know how I believed. And then the phone call, can you do Friday the 13th? Yeah. What, in 2 days' time? We didn't have to go it was none of that. Done. Packed. And then we moved in, and that day was the lockdown. We had nothing. Every shop in town was closed.
If it was 1 day late,
it
wouldn't have happened when it did.
No. We had no internet. We had nothing. But we had time to unpack and walk the dog and get to know the land and have that peace, because this knowing brings passion, drive, like the Mars. Today Mars is 11 degrees. Come on, what do you love? And do it. Love, love, love. Do it, do it, do it. Mars in Aquarius. So the Mercury, sort out the mind. Tell the gods what you really want today, because that is I feel and act. Feel and act. In Aquarius. With its ruler Uranus sitting there, just gone direct in Taurus. She'll give you what you want. Seriously, you win the lottery, anything happens today. If you really need help, the gods will provide, as long as it's your true heart. This Venus at 25 has got to feel that you're on a spiritual journey. So I see people leaving homes. Pilots want to go and live in the caravan down Cinnamon Lane because they believe they've got a new spiritual path. They want to sit with the homeless. They want to see how people without money live. And this is the spiritual path. It's got nothing to do with material things, darling. It's a very quantum jumping, I feel we're doing. Like then I believe I can quantum jump into a different reality. And I feel a lot of people are believing that now.
Yeah, as you said, mountains can be moved.
Yeah, because it's energy. There's no mountain there. It's just energy. It's blocks, spheres. I can't. There's nothing there to stop you.
It's beautiful, isn't it? Powerful.
Powerful.
And to live a life like that, knowing that.
It's the willpower. That willpower will get you there. Yeah. And you see it in children, it's the will of the spirit.
Yeah. Your power today lies in meditation, not confrontation.
Yeah, sure.
Avoid black and white thinking, moody, sensitive to injustice, yet prone to seeing things through rose-tinted glasses. It's like coming up for air, miners coming out of a deep coal mine into the bright sunlight. If you've been bogged down in heavy, dark, or social tension, today is the day to step into the light. Take a break from heavy, deep dives and rabbit holes. Allow yourself to enjoy the surface level beauty of life, art, music, pleasant chats, and decompress your mind.
Yes.
That's very much the moon in Libra.
Yes.
Wanting you to do that. Step into the light. Take some pressure off of the mind.
Yes. Yeah, go and look at the rain. It's hard to go and just find joy and skip and play, isn't it? So we've got to find this light within us with commitment, devotion. So I love and I sense some sort of devotion that's boiling up in my pot. Yeah.
Watch out for people pleasing at the expense of your own truth. With moon in air sign, we may think our way through feelings or say what we think others want to hear to keep the peace. Are you mirroring just to fit in? You sun in Aquarius to remain truth to yourself.
Yes.
The other thing that I thought was interesting is being agitated by ugly or chaotic environments today. So certain sounds or cluttered spaces are going to feel more draining than usual. So spend some time to beautify your surroundings. Put music on, clean your desk, buy some flowers for your home. This will have a greater positive impact on your mood today.
Yes.
The sun is telling you to be strong, guard your privacy and stand firm in your unique identity. The moon is telling you to be kind, seek connection and step out of the darkness into social harmony.
Yes. And that protection, that's the 7 in Aquarius. It is meditation. So it is 17, it's that love, talking to spirit. I love talking to spirit. Yeah, that's meditation, isn't it? And then it's a good day to sit with that before Mercury goes into Pisces. Because it is going to be more I sense, instead of the knowing. Aquarius is, I know. And Pisces is I sense, and in that song it was I sense too much. They can't cope with how much they sense. So they go down and then they go up, and then they're the fish, and it's like I'm sensing. So
certain fish in the world that don't actually have, they're in such murky waters, they don't actually have eyesight. They've got these eyes, but they're pretty much sensitive. It's all sensory,
yes.
you know.
Yeah, shut your eyes and see how you feel.
The Pisces are deep in the water.
Yeah, lovely.
Maybe not seeing, but feeling more. Feeling.
Yes, feeling.
Different realms.
And keep what you feel quiet, like you say. You don't have to pick up the phone. I've got a few things I could be saying today.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, bless you. I could feel it.
I'm going to get my paintbrush out, I think, and just go and just be me. I've got some new paints, and just be in my flow of Woody today.
Put music on.
Yeah,
do
definitely.
Art, and
yeah.
love being in your home, in your own space.
Yes.
Yeah, enjoy that today.
Yes, there's no wasting time when you're just sitting with spirit. Never a minute's wasted. I can get my paints out and already, and I just little prayer for myself, and off I go. Sometimes it's 8 hours later. I get my neck's gone, my body's bit, and I'm not trying to get up because I've sat for so long. But gosh, it's such a beautiful feeling to take all that time to yourself. And I never know what I'm going to draw, and I never know how it comes. And then I walk away, and I'm not asking for approval because I might change it tomorrow. Yeah. That's a little bit of like, leave me alone. I don't know. I've been trying to draw horses. I can't draw anything that moves.
Is that because of the fire horse?
Yeah, I want to draw a fire horse, and it's not come through yet. But Mother knows I'm trying. It's great. A bit like that.
Well, enjoy that time today, Mum. Thank you for the chat, as always, helping us all navigate these times that we're in.
Oh, if I could help just one person, then I know I am. It's you.
You are, and plenty of others, not only just the people we socialise with, but already we've had some lovely comments. So, guys, thank you so much.
There was a little podcast I'd listened to last night about astrology, and how astrology should be brought into the schools. And I thought, wow, how would that work? But what they're saying is they're looking for astrologers to teach the teachers. And that's massive, Ryan. And what they're saying is how just not individually children, not going like, little Jimmy, your Aries, none of that. The transits that the children go through when they're 7, when they're 11, when they're 13 and 14, it's big energies that the children are going through. And it was fascinating. This teacher said no one wants to teach 12 to 13 year olds. No one, not one teacher, or not one human being actually wants to teach that age.
I get it.
Yes.
I went back to me at school. It's a funny age, 12 to 13.
Yeah. And
as you get a bit old, as we got a bit older, I don't know if you remember this, you get sort of like 15, 16, you come into the last years of the school, you have a bit more of a rapport with the teachers. There is a more of a maturity. It's like you're ready for those.
Yeah, puberty's...
12, 13 is just a bit like chaotic.
It's very chaotic. It is. And they... because of Jupiter, because of Saturn, because of all the big planets, they do not want to be taught by authority at that age.
It's sort of the age where you start thinking, I've looked up to my dad all this time, and all of a sudden I don't think he's cool. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's like that in-between thing, isn't it? Yeah. When you're older, you think, I now realise Dad knew everything all along. You get to my age now, you start thinking, wow.
My mates know more.
Yeah.
So there's a delicate bit with that age where you would have thought your mates know better than me and Dad, or the teachers, or the aunties, or the whole family. You just switch off. Where if the teachers knew that, they would you'd learn as much, and then you'd get to 12 and say, right, show me what you've learned. Show me your passion now, children, and let them be that individual.
That'd be powerful.
Wouldn't it be
What a
powerful,
shift that would
darling?
be.
Yeah, wouldn't it?
Yeah,
So
because you're letting them talk for the first time and actually saying, oh, this is what I really like. This is my individual self, that these things interest me, these things fascinate me. I can totally see why that's big, because at that age you're done with it, really. You're done with being told.
Yeah,
You've already had years of it. It's boring. You're zoning out the window. You don't feel like you've got any of that control/power to step up and
can't
say,
speak.
this
Be
is it.
quiet.
No.
Got listen for how many? I can't listen for that long. Can you?
Well, it depends
But
on
for
what it
8
is.
hours
right,
a day, listening, writing, learning, homework, no play.
Yeah, I wasn't
You're
a
not
fan.
allowed to get the giggles. At the convent, I had one particular friend, we couldn't even look at each other and we'd have a bubble. We had our own language, and as in sign language. And we'd be in stitches, and then we'd get sent out the classroom. The nuns, we're both called, our name was the same. It was like, the Lisa's out. And you think, whoa, I was only laughing. It was funny. But this is what we want the schooling to be. Come on,
You shouldn't have to
kids.
suppress that laughter,
You
is it?
shouldn't.
This is it. And again, I know I started the chat this way, but that laughter I felt last
Oh,
night.
it's so funny. We had it, didn't we, the other night? My bed, I felt like I'd done six sit-ups because my belly was squeezed so tight of laughter. And that was over animals. It's silliness what animals do, isn't it?
Just seeing my friend proper laugh as well, you know, it's like different sounds coming out of him that you never normally hear, and it just makes it even funnier, you know. It's great.
Yeah.
It's great.
You don't often hear someone belly laugh. We hold ourselves back, don't we? And laugh. Everyone's laugh is so different. Yeah. Oh, wow. So my heart is the leader. My soul is the planner today. I turn to my heart to sense the direction. My spirit is calling me to walk in love. Lovely. Beautiful, beautiful. So that's Friday the 6th of February. And a wet day in Glastonbury.
Mum, thank you for the chat, as always.
Thank you,
I loved
darling.
it.
Have a lovely day. Have
You
a
too.
lovely day.
Enjoy your painting. Enjoy your time with self. Doing what Woody wants to do.
I will,
You deserve it.
darling.
Enjoy it. And guys, have a lovely day. Enjoy navigating yourself, and we'll catch you tomorrow back at the table. Take care.
Take care.